You may know this situation. Sometimes you're so focused on what would be the next effective intervention with my coachee so that you lose eye contact and rapport to your coachee. The challenge and rapport model helps you to identify the key mental and emotional states of a coachee. And once you have identified this, you derive the next effective intervention easily. How this model looks like and how it works for you, I show you in this video. So let's have a closer look to the challenge and rapport model. At the end, you derive from it the next effective intervention. Before we have a closer look into the model, we clarify what an effective intervention is. Basically, it's anything that helps a human being uses the inner resources that are emotions, knowledge, experience, etc. to create something completely new, a new idea, a new way forward, a new perspective whatsoever. We also say that then we raised self-awareness, because self-awareness is self-realized, high-quality input to create something new. So let's look to the model. It's a diagram basically with two axes, and on the vertical axis we have challenge, the level of challenge the coachee is in, as well on the horizontal axis we have the level of rapport we have built with the coachee. And then we have three zones, and each basically represents an emotional and mental state of the coachee during a coaching session. So we have exposure, self-awareness, and cozy. And now let's have a look to the zones. Let's start with exposure. And we will answer the questions, how did we get there? But also, how does it feel for the coachee? And how do we identify that they're in that particular zone so that we then derive from it the next effective intervention? So basically, we have definitely too much challenge compared to the level of trust and rapport we build with a coachee. Therefore, coachees are in the situation that I really don't like, and they basically feel exposed. Often why question is the cause of bringing people into the exposure zone. Not everyone, but most people are exposed when you ask them why questions, because they feel they have to justify what they have just said. But also other questions may just too unusual for them and bring them into the exposure zone. And you will see that on the facial expressions. You see anger and you see maybe surprises, but also you may see that they walk away from you, not only mentally but also physically, and they may cross their arms and they may look then very irritated. They may even say that, hey, this is an unusual question, or they may say, I'm not able to follow you, or they may even say that they wonder what this question is all about and why you raised that question, so they counter with a why question as well. So when you see these kind of things, then these are indicators that they are in the exposure zone. So what could you do in order to bring them back from this zone into another zone? It's basically to raise more common or more usual questions. Or you may even ask a question like, what would be helpful next for you? Something like this, so to build some more trust, to show empathy, and to also show them that you notice that they're in the exposure zone. Let's go now to the cozy zone. We definitely have a lot of rapport, and we have maybe no or just little challenge. And that's okay. And we will then mirror maybe the body language. We laugh together. We lift the glasses to drink something together. This is like good friends at a bar. They do things at the same time. So that could be a good indicator for you that they're in this zone. You have also the right level of eye contact. So to each other, it's like natural, it's like normal. But at the end, you don't bring them into the awareness zone. So what you need to do is to ask more unusual questions. And that helps them maybe to think in a different way, in a different angle, aspects that they haven't thought about. And then you bring them back into the self-awareness zone. And in self-awareness zone, that's quite cool because you have a balance between challenge and rapport. And also you have asked unusual but appropriate questions or interventions. And how do you identify that they are in this situation? They basically reflect it back by saying, for example, oh, this is a good question, or I haven't thought about that. And you can even see in their pupils, they were just widen up, just right after the good and effective question. If you are there, then you yourself allow to be silent. You just let them think and let them construct whatever they want to raise their awareness about. And even if then you think it could go on, maybe you take another second and then you raise the next question. That could be a question that goes into more detail or is another aspect that needs to be or could be maybe relevant for your coachee. And this is basically then the purpose. You try to be as long as you can in the self-awareness zone and even raise their awareness a bit more with each question. Now, at the end, it's just a model that helps you to decide where they are in this model, so in which emotional and mental state your coachee is, in order then to decide what to do next. And as I said, it's just a model, it's not the truth, but it's a helpful instrument to be at least at the end a bit more effective than without the model. This was another video on Who Coaches. This is coaching. If you liked it, thumbs up please. If you have ideas for further content or questions, leave them in the comments and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any video. My name is Matthias. Thank you very much for watching.